Hello, Ethan Vessels, lawyer in Marietta, Ohio. I'm licensed both in Ohio and West Virginia. Today I want to talk about a particular injury that I've seen several times in the last 3 years. 3 times in the last 3 years I've had clients come to me with an unusual injury, and that being their loss of the sense of smell. This is also called anosmia. It almost always occurs, and in fact the 3 times that I have seen it occurs because of head trauma, a strong blow to the head. And what happens is the blow to the head will cause the nerve receptors in the nose to be sheared off so that the scent of smell can no longer travel from the nose to the brain. Usually it's a permanent injury, and it's a total injury. Now, of course, when someone loses their sense of smell, the primary injury is that they cannot smell anything. It is 100%. They cannot smell anything, both good or bad. So if you have the permanent loss of your sense of smell, you will not be able to smell any of the good things that you've always remembered in your life. The smell of an apple pie cooking, the smell of the flowers in the spring, smell of babies, whatever. But also, on the other side, you cannot smell bad things, which in the situation of danger is an important thing, such as the inability to smell smoke, the inability to smell natural gas or rotting food. These are important things, and it's now something that is taken away from the person that suffers from anosmia. Interestingly, and perhaps tragically, in these cases with people that have anosmia, their sense of taste is essentially gone as well. What most people don't realize is that the sense of taste is really just salty, sweet, bitter, and sour, and that's sensed by our tongue. The tongue has a different nerve that senses these things. But what we know as taste, or what's really called flavor, is gained through the nose, the sense of smell. So my clients that have had anosmia really cannot taste their food as we know it. For instance, if one of my clients that suffers from anosmia, and you can try this yourself, simply pinching your nose and tasting different jelly beans. They will all taste like sweet, gummy candy. But you will not be able to tell the difference between the licorice candy, the orange jelly bean, or the lime jelly bean. It's all the same, and that's what it's like for someone that suffers from anosmia. So really, for the rest of their lives, they will never get the flavor of food as they understood it before. And they often develop dangerous coping mechanisms to deal with this, or potentially dangerous coping mechanisms, the most common being the salting of food. My clients that have suffered from anosmia are reported, and they've told me, and their spouses have told me, that they oversalt their food in the vain attempt to bring flavor from it. Sometimes they use Tabasco or different flavored seasonings, which is really just bringing out the salty flavor. Now, one of the other tragic things that comes along with anosmia is long-standing psychological effects. At first glance, you might think that losing your sense of smell is not that big of a deal, because we've all had a cold in which you lose your sense of smell, perhaps for maybe a day or 2, but it always comes back. However, losing the sense of smell completely and permanently for the rest of one's life takes a psychological toll on a person. And studies have indicated that it is a very heavy toll. Particularly the inability to taste food over time becomes very frustrating for those that are dealing with this. It's the itch that they cannot scratch, knowing that they want to eat their food and enjoy their food and they cannot do it. Knowing that they want to smell the good things in life and they can no longer do that, over time wears on them. Furthermore, the loss of the sense of smell, I have learned in doing these cases, is processed in the part of the brain called the limbic system. It's right down in the center of our brain, what we call our reptilian senses. The loss of the sense of smell has been shown to affect our sexual desire, our memory, both long-term and short-term, and it often causes low-grade, long-term depression, a flattening of mood. These are all things that are directly attributed to the loss of sense of smell. If you have suffered this injury and you think that you may have a case, please give me a call and I'd be happy to talk to you, or visit our website www.fieldsdehmlow.com, or you can call or visit our website and obtain a free copy of the book that I have written, I Have Been Injured, What Are My Legal Rights? Thank you.